Hey guys, we're here for our weekly media availability for Coach Wilcox on Tuesday. Go ahead and let me know in the chat that you've got questions. We'll go ahead and get started with Jeff Ferrato. Go ahead, Jeff.
Afternoon, Justin. Can we just start off by, I wonder if you can give us an update, if you have one, on some of the guys who've been hurt: Dang, Kenzie, Brooks, DeCarlos Brooks, Remigio, Tattersall.
Dang is going to be out for the foreseeable future. We're hoping to get him back at some point this season. Stanley McKenzie will be out, lower body injury for the rest of the season. DeCarlos will be week to week. Tattersall's cleared and ready. He's cleared to go. It was last week. Did you mention somebody else?
Nico.
Nico got dinged up during the game, and he's feeling better, and we'll kind of, that'll be a day by day.
And there had been some talk, I don't know if it was real, but in the off season before the season began, that Brett Johnson, if he proceeded well enough, might try to start playing at some point this season. I wonder if you can give us an update on how he's doing.
Brett's doing as well as could be expected with his injury. Brett's a very, very tough individual. He's extremely strong individual. It's a unique injury, and there's really nothing to update yet. There's nothing in the foreseeable future that would change. If anything does, we would let you know, but right now he's just engaged in rehab.
And if I could ask a follow-up on a different topic, when you're going through a tough stretch like this and you have a bye, does your approach to the extra week change? What are you looking for this week? Do you open up competition at positions even more so than normal?
Well, we're always in a bye. There's two things, the health of the roster and then the improvement. And I think there's some guys that we need to make sure that we're getting healthy. A couple of those guys that you mentioned, and also a couple other players that have been have some bumps and bruises. And then there are a number of players who need to continue to improve, and competition is part of that. Yes.
All right, thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Trace Travers. Go ahead, Trace.
I wanted to add, how is Will Craig doing? He was out for most of the Washington State game as well.
Yeah, Will, got nicked up there earlier in the game. Tried to continue to go, couldn't quite do that, and it'll be a day-by-day assessment for Will. But he was out there getting some exercise yesterday with the team.
Gotcha. And I guess, where do you start when you want to flush a game like that out of your system?
Well, we go through it like we do any game, and talk about the things that we got to do to improve individually, starting with coaching, and then the shared responsibility of the players on the production on the field. And so we identify those things. We talked about some things in a team meeting. We talked about them in individual position group meetings, and with some specific people. So.
And on the special teams front, I believe we asked about it on Saturday, but do you see the snap issues being more of a guy being in his own head too much, or is it something more technical than that?
The specialists have a unique job in football. It's a repetitive skill, maybe a little bit different than some of the other position players, because it's one thing that they're asked to do over and over again. We've had some guys that have been really good at it, and there's times in people's careers when they're just not a little bit off, and so we got to help them in every way possible, whether it's our meetings or the drill work, or just putting them at ease so they can trust their training, their technique, their ability to get that job done again. And so we're going to continue to work with all those specialists based on what they need as individuals. And it's just a different skill than most of the other position players, because it's just a repetitive thing. It's over and over and over again. And sometimes when you get a little bit off, you can try a little too hard and start thinking about a little too much. And so just got to get back to our fundamentals and trust in our training and the skill, because they have the ability to do the things we need them to do.
And on another note, this isn't the start you guys wanted, obviously, but have you seen any change in buy-in from the players in practice this week?
No, we've had 1 day of practice. It's not the start that any of us wanted nor expected. The game Saturday was nothing we expected based on our week of practice. Ultimately, it's performance on game day. And in previous years, we've won our share, not all, but some close games. And we have yet to do that this year. And, we understand, all of us, that it's a results-oriented game that we're in. It's winning and losing. And, the individual plays that dictate winning and losing is what we need to focus on. And so it is frustrating. I won't lie to you. I mean, it's extremely frustrating. And the players are frustrated. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you they're not. However, moments like this, you kind of find out what you're about as an individual, what you're about as a team. And, they came out and practiced yesterday. I mean, like they always have. And so we just got to help them improve. And then we got to take responsibility on game day at everybody in the program to put our best foot forward and perform better, because those individual plays are going to dictate winning and losing. And we haven't done a good enough job there, obviously.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to David Bush from Bear Insider.
Coach, the pass rush wasn't very good against Washington State. Was it a matter of schemes, the things they did, or what can you do? Change personnel? What's your feeling about that?
Yeah, we put the guys that we think can best help us win on the field. We're not hiding anybody or holding anybody back in terms of personnel. We have to, the pass rush. There are times when we're going to bring 3 rushers, 4 rushers, 5 rushers, even 6 rushers. And we did that during the game at different moments. We need to be better in pass rush. And that's, when you get, we always chart the one-on-ones, there's only so many, the other teams have schemes too. They have protections, and there's only so many times you're going to get free runners with pressure. Most times, when you affect the quarterback, you're winning a one-on-one in some way, shape, or form. And we need to do a better job in some of those one-on-one situations of affecting the quarterback, getting him off his spot, sacking him, getting him on the ground. And we didn't do a good enough job of that. I don't know that we've done a great job. There have been spurts during the year. We've done better than others, but as a whole, that's an area we could certainly improve upon. And again, it's us giving the coaches providing instruction and the players being accountable to doing it on Saturday.
And the flip side of that, your own offensive line, obviously you had the one injury, but how do you feel that they did?
I felt like we took a step backwards. We didn't protect real well. We didn't block the run game real well. Probably not, across the board, didn't block very well. That's my take.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go back to Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
Yeah, Tattersall didn't play at all on Saturday. Was he injured, or did he just get beat out for the visit? What's his status?
He got dinged up a little bit prior. We also wanted to give some other guys opportunities who have earned them through practice and, just creating some competition there. And we're still, gonna really want Evan to continue to work on his game. And I think there's some things he can do well, but those other guys, we wanted to give it an opportunity too, as they've earned it. And they did some good things. They had some things that weren't quite as good, but I think like Nate made a really big play in the game on intercepting the ball on a slant there on an RPO, which was big. But again, we're going to continue to work with all those guys so we get more production out of the inside linebacker position.
How would your depth chart look at inside backer if you had one this?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll release that right prior to going up to Oregon.
Okay, go to Jeff Ferrano.
Justin, I'm just curious, do you typically get a lot of feedback from your fans, whether it's emails or whatever? And are they being real supportive right now, or do you sense frustration or?
Oh, yeah, when you're not winning, Jeff, I think we all know this. When you're not winning, the fans are upset and frustrated, and I don't blame them. I mean, that's, they want to win too. And so I expect that, and that's part of the role that I'm in. And so I can appreciate the fact they're upset and frustrated, and our role is to win games. So, the fans and people can be proud of the product on the field, and myself, our coaches, and our players take ownership in that, and we have responsibility to do that. So we spend our time working on that every single day and every moment that we're here at the stadium together.
Is it the kind of thing where you respond to them at times or not so much?
The best response is winning games. That's the ultimate we can do for our fans, is winning games. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Okay, David Bush from Barron Center.
Yeah, you talked about this a little bit after the game, but Chris Street, who basically hadn't played, was very much involved in the running game. What went into that decision, and how did he do, and what skill set, what does he bring?
Chris earned some opportunities through his play and practice, and also on special teams. He's shown kind of a knack for getting involved, and he did some good things in the game. Still got plenty of room to get better, but he, and I think Chris Brooks had a couple good runs, especially early. Unfortunately, we put the ball on the ground the first snap of the game, which was something we got to improve upon. And I know Damian will look to be tighter with the football moving forward. But those other guys just earn the reps through practice and performance.
And you just describe Chris's style a little bit.
Yeah, he's kind of a short and compact guy. He's got quick feet, and he's got a lot, runs with energy. That's kind of his personality. He runs with really good energy, can make a quick cut. And I thought he had a couple good runs in there on the wham, and I think a zone. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, go back to Trace Travers. Go ahead, Trace.
Yeah, I want to follow up on what Jake said about the inside linebackers. With Tattersall back, would you still envision playing him, Mo, Femi, Nate, and I'm forgetting
Trey Pastor.
Trey
Yeah,
Pastor.
Trey Pastor played a lot. Yeah, that'll be determined, Trace. It's very competitive right now. We got to continue to work with the guys in there. I mean, most of the guys you mentioned are not real experienced. Evan's got the most experience. Mo has done some good things. I think he can be better as the other guys can. And so we're going to continue to work with all those guys to put the best combination of players on the field that we possibly can.
Yeah. And with you have, on another topic, you have used Kaleki Latu in all 5 games you've played so far, effectively burning his ability to redshirt. What have you gotten out of him so far, and what do you hope to get out of him as far as
Kaleki played the most this past game. I think he had right around 25 reps or so. Had a couple very good blocks. Kaleki's a talented pass catcher as well, and we're just trying to find some ways to get him involved in the pass game. So he's a young guy. He's still developing physically and mentally as a college football player. He's very eager and shows toughness. And as I mentioned, has got some skilled pass catching abilities.
You see Jermaine getting more involved in the offense, and
maybe
not the same role, but
yeah, they're different type of players. We have high hopes for Jermaine, and he's done some good things the way this game was going. It just didn't quite work out that way, but we look forward to Jermaine being a contributor.
Thank you.
Anybody with a final question? Got a couple seconds if you do. Okay.